Hello guys, welcome back. So Loki's having super fun with me today. We had your video made. I don't have makeup or anything on because if all goes well, we are going to be getting something today. And I saw how goofy the headband looked, and like Loki's like, leave it, leave it. So no makeup or anything for you guys today. But I had recorded a dream when I first got up, and I got up super late because I was up hella late as usual. And I'm starting to do that. I will stay up to like 3 or 4 in the morning, get up at like noon. I'm such an overachiever. Anyhow, Loki wanted me to talk about something. I know he did because I had made you guys this video, and then all of a sudden I hear this fly buzzing around. And I go to my window, and there's this housefly buzzing around, and it's buzzing around, and I can't see it, so I go to take off my glasses to wash my face. And it leaves the window, dances around like it's making sure I see it, goes poop right on the devil's face because there's a dancing devil over there, and then is flying around. And I'm like, oh, wow, that was like, here's my response to that dream you were given. You do what you want, baby. So Loki is very empowering. Cliff Notes version of the video that I was going to make you guys is that we played 2 hidden object games last night. One was about Loki, and we got it during the winter sale, and I said, Loki, Loki, my Lokean senses are tingling. This is about Holder and Boulder, and you are the bad guy. I know, I know. I said, Loki, it looks cool, it does, but what also did was they put the cutscenes together, which should tell you something in a hidden object game. And I get giggles and laughter now. I said, baby, I don't think we're gonna like this. And he said, no, no, no. And I was reluctant, but he finally got me started last night. It was kick-ass when it first started. He was the scariest motherfucker in the valley. When we finally figured out it was him, we thought it was the old man. And because it was that scary, and usually he's not scary in games. He was scary up until a point, and then he ran away from me at one point, and then he fell off of something, and I actually barked laughter, and I looked at him, I said, I'm so terribly sorry. He goes, it's okay, but he kind of, like, slunk away. Which was good, because later on, there came a part in the game where you have to kill Jorgemonder, and I'm looking at his child, and the old man's like, he's the enemy now. I thought you could just, like, shoo him away or something, but you literally had to pick up a sword, and it had these weird combat techniques where you had to lock this right thing, and then you had to lock the left thing. I couldn't understand, and you had to, like, hit him, and I don't think you could die at this point, but, um, you had to basically hack his son into pieces, which was absolutely great. And it ends ingloriously for him. And he screams like a woman, literally screams like a woman, and then screams like a man. I'm not sure what the heck going on there. And it's a female voice. It's a female voice. I'm not being insulting or sexist. It's a female scream, and then it's a male scream right after that. I don't understand. And the old man, when I finally saw him, and they said they were summoning him, I'm like, you don't fucking summon the old man. He was bad looking, and I bark laughter. I couldn't help it. He looked pathetic. If you think Marvel Odin looks bad, the Odin in this was even worse. And I laughed, and I said, it's like they saw one Smite poster and one Marvel movie, and that's all they know about, Norse mythology. Maybe they look something up, but clearly bad. Loki was insulted for a while, but then he came back around in an hour or so. I even offered him chocolate ice cream and that because we got that teeny tiny little pint up there we got up at the gas station, and we kind of nurse that. We have like probably not even a full scoop at a time. And I said, you want some ice cream, baby? And give chocolate ice cream coffee. Like he came back around. We started another hidden object. And this hidden object, as 90% of them had to do with demons, because 90% of hidden objects you're battling some kind of demon, because these developers are lazy. It could be a vampire, it could be a dragon, it could be anything. They'll call it a demon. They just don't care. So we start this game, and this game was much cheaper. The Loki game, full price, is a $15 game. This game, full price, will be a $2 game. This game is kick-ass, and we're loving it, and we're like, woo, this is actually some good shit. Not as perfect in the graphics or anything, but you know what? Pretty damn close, actually, come to think of it. And I said, these damn things haven't changed from the 90s, because this is an older game, and this older game beat the pants off a new game, and we're enjoying the fuck out of it. Well, this morning, as their response, I got a dream from the demons, and I think it was almost like a warning. And I know earlier than I could recall, I had been literally fighting demons, and then I was crawling up out of a tube, like almost like a lava fire-filled tube, up out of hell to escape hell. Okay. And I'm like, well, I gotta stop playing hidden objects. I'm even thinking that in the dream. And I'm climbing and clawing my way up out of hell, and then all of a sudden I'm laying flat like a genius, still clawing, and I'm in a movie theater kind of thing, almost like opulent red opera house, red like the other dream I told you guys about. And there's this big gothic curtain and everything, and it's starting to open, and there's going to be this huge movie screen, and I'm like, ugh, probably should get out of here before people start coming in. And I get myself off the ground and collect what little dignity I have, and I'm like, well, I'll walk straight up and I'll walk out. That's how you leave the balcony, right? Sometimes you walk down, but this was definitely one of those overhang balconies without those, I think without those things. Anyhow, I go to walk straight up, and for some reason, all of a sudden, there's this complimentary bar there of like water and coffee and cups and everything, but everything's shifting around for some reason. I'm like really not understanding why. But I'm like, well, I literally just crawled out of hell. I'm going to get myself a drink of water. I will apologize to these people. I even popped into my head, I'm like, I will work as the gardener for a whole day if I have to, but I need to eat and drink. I need to recharge before I go on. I literally just fought demons in hell and climbed out of hell. I deserve something. So I, I'm going towards this bar, and everything's shifting around, and I'm kind of confused. And there is one individual, I wish I knew who it was, who got an ice water, put a lemon in it, and handed it to me. And it was a gentleman in gray. It was not the gentleman in gray, though, that came next, because that gentleman was clearly trying to buffalo me out of his way, clearly trying to, like, kind of shove into me with his body, but not quite, more like a field of energy. And this was Asmodeus, and he wasn't bothering to hide it was Asmodeus. He didn't want me there because it was starting to dawn on me it was a place for demons only. But there were a couple others there that actually weren't bothered, and they were actually like, that's pretty fucking impressive she got here. And, I went to get a chocolate or a tea bag or something, and I grabbed it, and it turned into a toy, and it was clear like the demons were all manipulating stuff, and then it turned bigger as I tried to open it to try to still get food out of it because I was hungry. And the demons were manipulating everything, so long story short is I'm going to walk out, my least decent, thing of ice water becomes this teeny tiny thimble. And Asmodeus had had a nice tumbler for his coffee, and he got a full thing of coffee, but it was clear he didn't want me to have any coffee because I don't belong there, and I'm where he goes, and I'm not allowed in demons only thing. And part of me is trying to be rational and say, well, demons only. But then there's this little shit of a demon on stage talking about humans and making fun of us and saying about how we portray them in popular culture. And there's this novel where a demon has to steal a Dalek for some reason, and I haven't been doing Doctor Who stuff, and aren't these humans stupid, and why would we have to do this? And oh, this is basically where demons go to talk shit about humans. I'm like, okay, it's a demons only venting club. And I'm going to leave, and I got that teeny tiny thimble of water. I drink that little bit of water I have, and I'm trying to be rational and calm and think, well, at least some of them welcomed me. At least some of them at least were indifferent towards me. But I go to turn the corner and I see a couple other teachers I have. And I'm like, oh, one, they're demons too, or this is like a teachers only lounge, or whatever, but it's clear they don't want me there either. And they were all confronted, and I realized they didn't want to be there with a human. They were too good to be in that building if a human was in the building. That's how much they actually hated us. And I felt betrayed, and I thought, you act like you fucking care and you love me when you come around, but this is how you really think of me. You are too good to be in the same building with me. You're truly affronted I'm here, and you know my temper. And I come up out of the dream, and Odin is a big proponent for if you're having a bad dream, he knows you're awake, go back into the location. You still got it fresh in your head, finish it. So I go back in, I take this stuff that's in my hands, I throw it in the garbage, and I go up to one of my other teachers, former teachers, and I said, You tell that guy with the gray hair, he stays out of my patch and I stay out of his. I never want to see any of you in my life again. Do you understand me? And she's looking at me like, you can see me? And I look at these other two that they look like they're halfway between human and whatever the hell these teachers are. And I said, you know what? This is typical, isn't it? They come into your life, they want to micromanage, they expect to be treated like queens and gods and goddesses, but you accidentally, I remind you, because the term is coming out, end up in their patch, and this is how shabbily they treat you. I said, that's not good hospitality. And I said, I am insulted. Don't any of you ever come in my patch again. And I left the dream, you know. And Odin's like, well, you know, I wouldn't have treated you that badly. I would have had you stay. And I'm like, hell yeah, you would have had me stay, because had it been a dream involving Odin, I can tell you the old man, not as some kind of servant, but as somebody who wants to hear your story, would have grabbed me a beer or whatever he had going on, would have put it in my hands, would have had me watch a movie with him, would have had me kick back and chill and eat a meal with him, and we would have talked about how many demons I fought in hell and dragging myself up out of hell, and he'd have been like, you're a hero, you earned it. And, you know, he would have been a good host. So would Loki. So would any of the other ones. And I looked at Loki Note and I said, no, I want to know. Tell me the truth. Is this your monkey shines? They were like, no. And I said, well, then this was a slap in the face in the front from the others. And of course, Asmodeus is thick as a brick, because he thinks that he can slap you across the face like that and we're still good friends. I can feel his energy. He's like, we're still good friends. I'm like, you fucked up, son. And basically, it was the demon response to me playing those games, and he doesn't want me playing games. He doesn't want me watching movies. And I'm like, one, I've talked to Satan and Lucifer and others, and they don't give two shits either way. The message of the dream seemed to be most don't give a shit. There are few petty bastards that they're actually too good to be with us, you know, and they're too good for us, but they're dating to be with us. I said, you fucking insulted me. And I said, you do this shit all the time, and you think it's perfectly acceptable to insult people because you think we're less than you are. And the thing is, the Norse gods, as bad as we can get along, they will treat you as an equal. That's why you will get along so badly with them, because they will feel free to fight with you and be spiteful and bitchy. I said, you're just being nasty. I said, I'm not your fucking servant. I'm not your child. I'm not your pet. I'm not your whatever the hell you think I am. And I'm getting this surprise and this like, where's all this rage coming from? And I don't know who the demon who helped me out was, but a solid to them and a solid to the ones that, you know, didn't care that I was there. But I said, you're not going to tell me. You know, I'd even changed the radio back last night as a kindness to try to make good friff with them from the elevator music that I was listening to the classical. And I had kind of missed the classical because elevator music has like 20 different songs and they play those fuckers on repeat. And even I was starting to have a little too much of it. And there is an elevator music channel around here. It's awesome. And it was, you know, it was a slap in the face. I had done something for him, you know, and here he wasn't going to do anything for me, and I felt my legs again were going to kind of cramp, and I realized it was my arthritis. So I did what I could, and I put the fan on, and I just turned it towards the one wall, and I hoped for the best, and I woke up okay. And I was fucking insulted. It was a slap across the face, and that's the difference. What Loki wanted me to point out was that is a difference between the Norse gods, Loki and Odin, and everybody else. They might not like something. They might get personally insulted by it, but they're not going to take it out on you because you played a video game or you watched a movie or a book or something. They might shift their response, because I had said speculatively on Patreon, I would like to see 20 different Lokeans play this game and see what kind of response I get. And, you know, maybe if they thought he was cool and they were still at that stars in their eyes, you know, phase, you know, maybe he would have liked the game. I said, I would really truly like to see if, you know, anybody ever got a good response on this thing. I said, probably didn't help that I laughed. You know, I couldn't help it. He was a kick-ass, unstoppable killing machine until one point he just falls off of something, and I couldn't help laughing. I was like, that's it? That's it? That's all he's got? Yeah, that was all he had. And, you know, it's 1 second, please, these damn allergies. And you know, I'm free to do as I want. There had been early time in this channel, and you guys are older with the channel know it, that I had been reading a book, and I think I got it from the library, so no worries there. But It was on Loki, and it was stars in your eyes, gotta read, see, do everything with Loki in it, right? And it was really insulting. It was really insulting. And it was written with that normie arrogance that they know our gods more than we do, which kind of raises my hackles even to this day. I usually now I'm like I don't give two shits what you think normie, but you I go ugh. You get kind of like either jaded, indifferent, or mean. I some days I sit on mean. Anyhow, it was pretty bad. And wait, no, I think I actually bought that one. I got rid of it. Yeah, I got rid of it because Segan was the one that came to me. She was portrayed especially poorly in it. Segan came to me. And that was my experience with it. Some people might have liked it and got a different experience, but my experience with it was that, he didn't particularly like it. She was upset with how she was portrayed, but she was more upset on his behalf. And Segan asked me, and this is the only ask she's ever done with me ever, right? Once or twice she asked for something, but not much. She said, "Will you please get rid of that book?" She said, "It's hurting me. It's hurting me personally." And I'm like, "For you, Segan, anything." So I got rid of the book. And I'm not carrying, you're carrying. And they usually don't care. They usually don't care. I wish I could take that game back, get my money back, because it was a bad game and it cost me $4. Normally it's $15, and I'm like, $15 for this pile of horse shit? It's no longer than any other hidden object game. The game I played with the demons in it, after that was like 50 cents because I got a bundle of bundles on sale, and it's 10 times the game. And it wasn't even that insulting. And I played another hidden object game with Lilith in it, and she actually kind of she liked it, and it seemed like Asmodeus might have halfway liked that. But I said they're too fucking testy, they're too fucking changeable. One day they like something, the next day it's insult to them. And I said this was still a slap in the face to Dream because I had clawed my way up out of hell after being attacked or fighting demons, whichever. And I had ended up in this place where I didn't belong. And I don't belong there, but I said they should have at least offered me aid. And, I said in an earlier attempt, it's, most of the time in these kind of dreams, when you're where you don't belong in the universe, your guides are looking at you like you're a kitten that just learned to climb the curtains, and you're way up there, and they're like, "Oh, honey, sweetie, you climbed the curtains, sweetie, come down." So they get you, and they very gently take you down. They're fussing all over you, and aren't you clever? You climbed the curtains. Look at you. And this was, I guess, the 20th time they've seen the kitten climb the curtains or something. Ain't so cute anymore. And, most of them, the one that helped me, I wish I knew who it was, admired my moxie's like, "Wow, you got a lot of balls coming in here. Here you go. I'm going to get you a drink. I'd like this." And it could have been even two different aspects of Asmodeus. Fuck me if I know. But, I don't think it didn't have Asmodeus energy. It was a gentleman. He was dressed in gray. But that's all I saw. I saw this gray tweed suit. And it was like he was trying to feed me an image of the vampire hunter from Evil Dead. Remember that? What was the name of the host of the show? He's trying to feed me that image as a cover for whatever he looked like. And he handed me an ice water with lemon. He's like, "Damn, girl, here you go." But, Asmodeus himself was insulted, and my other teacher was insulted. And I was like, "No, get out of my territory." And then Asmodeus was trying to be here like all smiles and joy after I woke up and I was making the video. Like, it wasn't that much of a slap in the face. And I'm like, "Yeah, that was." I said, um, I do try to look at it from their point of view. Like, how would I feel if I were portrayed that way in a game or whatever? And I'm like, well, I wouldn't really care, and I would be really like, somebody bothered to make a game about me. Okay. I had it done once when I was running a video game channel with someone that liked me, so it worked out my advantage, and I look kind of cute. And anyhow, there was just this response of, "We don't want you here. We don't like you, and we really are making fun of humans. This is what we really think of you humans." And I'm sure there's some lesson in there, but I took it as an insult. And I went to Loki and Odin. I said, "You know my temper. Am I flying off the handle? Is there some deep spiritual lesson in here?" And they're like, "No, you got to see behind the scenes again. You got somewhere you didn't belong." And they were making fast and loose with how they really feel about humans. A lot of them didn't mind me being there, but some of them were just way too fucking good to be in the same building as a human. That was how much they hated us. And I'm like, well, okay. Fuck you too, honey. So, I'm like, your people insulted me. You don't understand. You've insulted me way too many times lately. Now it's personal, and now I no longer owe you good thrift, and I don't owe you hospitality." And Loki's like, "Damn straight." So Loki and Odin are going to play Expulse the Demons today, I think. And I have the hair up, no makeup on, because something should be coming in the mail. Wish me good thoughts. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. And, that's the difference. Odin, Loki, any Norse god, they will be pretty good sports about representation in media. They might like it, they might not like it, but it's more important, what do you think? Thor's always the big brother saying, hey sis, what do you think? Do you think it's cool? Oh, cool. You don't like it? That's okay. I don't mind. I don't mind what they do. Thor don't mind. I mean, unless it was grievously insulting, then I might get pissed off. And the same thing for Loki and Odin. They really don't mind. Odin did not enjoy being portrayed as a feeble old grandpa and having one of his people laugh at him because it looks so bad. I said I could take him in a fight. And Odin's like, "Damn straight, I taught you how to fight." you know. And, Loki was humiliated because his character just got worse and worse, and I killed one of his children, and his other children turned against him just to get what they wanted, so it was a pretty bad game. And Fenrir was teeny tiny in the game, too. I mean, he was, like, slightly smaller than actual wolf size, and I'm like, "That is the damn smallest wolf I've ever seen." In fact, the wolf I helped, that was part of his tribe. So he actually helped um, Haiti and Skull, I think. I always get their names confused. But anyhow, I helped one of his kids out, and it was the weirdest game. But they don't hold personal grudges, the Norse gods. They don't hold vendettas. If Loki doesn't like something, he'll let you know. Like with the fly that was buzzing around my window and now it's mysteriously gone. And went boink on the devil's face, like, "Don't you talk to my girl like that. Don't you insult my girl. You people insulted my girl. My girl got into your territory and you insulted her." I'm sure he was somewhere. I'm sure he knew just where the hell I ended up and how I got there, but because Loki usually knows. Loki's like, "Oh, my children climb on the curtains." And, he sees us all in a way, no matter what other relationship you have as one of his little kids, and you're climbing the curtains, and he's like, climb higher, see what's on top, be an explorer." He would have been proud. Odin would have been proud. The demons were insulted. Some of them were. The ones that don't even work with were actually nicer to me than the ones I work with. And I'm like, I don't know who the hell that demon was that was gentleman enough to be like, "Oh, damn, girl, you got some balls. Here, have some ice water with a lemon in it. Have fancy." That one I like. The others are shit. So look, he's like, "You back to normal." So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye bye.